This is a IFR flight from Rio Vista Airport, runway 25, to Sacramento Executive Airport with a ILS runway 2 full stop landing. Visibility is 1 mile. Overcast layer from 300 feet to 2,000 feet. We'll be climbing out to 2,000 and then we'll make a descent down to 1,500 to set up for the approach. So I'm going to cheat using the autopilot because I'm holding the phone with one hand, so it'll make it a lot easier than trying to hand fly this with one hand, which is almost impossible. So here we go. Okay, adding full power. Okay. And a little bit of right rudder. There we go. Okay, on the center line. A little bit of turbulence. 50, 60, 70, 75, rotate. Okay, pitching up about 10 degrees. Positive rate of climb. 300 feet, 400 feet, 500 feet. Gear up. Okay, gear's coming up. And I'm going to go to autopilot. Engaging autopilot. So altitude and heading. Altitude set for 2,000. Heading is set for 360. In the nav, I have nav 1. I got a course of 019, a bearing setup 019. So we're going to intercept that bearing and track it to the Sacramento VOR and start the approach. Looks like we're right of course, so I'm gonna change that heading. Let's see. I got a heading of 350 set up. So when that CDI starts to move, then I'll change the heading to 019. As you can see, it's IFR. We're in the clouds. I didn't mention, but this is a Beechcraft Duchess twin. CDI is coming in, so I'm going to change my heading now to 019. And hopefully it'll center up. Okay, it's looking pretty good, pretty centered. 2,000 feet. 12.5 miles from the Sacramento VOR. I'm going to start a slow descent down to 1,500. So altitude, there's 2,000. I'm going to 1,500. And I got a vertical speed of 200 feet per minute set up. That should be fine since I'm 11 miles out from the Sacramento VOR. I'm going to actually switch over to the ILS so I could be sure I'm set up on the localizer. And And it looks like I'm left of course, so I'm going to make a heading change to about 030. We're still, I lost my DME on the nav 1, but I also have it set up in the nav 2, and looks like the DME is looks like 8.2 miles. So okay, so we're still 8 miles from the VOR, and I've got about a 10 degrees intercept set up to get on the localizer. Now we're 6.5 miles from the VOR. I'm gonna start slowing down, okay, because I want a approach speed of 90 on the ILS. So it looks like I'm there. I'm gonna overshoot the localizer because I wasn't paying attention. So actually I'm gonna dial in 015 since I'm slightly right of course, and wait until that needle starts to center, and then I'll go back to heading 019. Slowing down some more. Okay, 4 miles from the Sacramento VOR. Preparation for landing, put the gear down. Looking for 3 green. There it is. Okay. Looks like the localizer's coming in pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a right turn to 019. See if I can hold that in there. Looks like 3 miles from the Sacramento VOR. I'm still fast, slowing it down some more. Put a notch of flaps in. And I'm 110 knots right now. Slowing down. There's 100 knots. I'm gonna put another notch of flaps in there. 95. There we go. There's 90. And I'm just over 2 miles from the Sacramento VOR. That's 85. Let me increase it a little bit. Try to get 90 set up for the approach. Localizer's centered. And it's showing that I'm low because I haven't reached the initial approach fix, which is the Sacramento VOR. That's where I intercept the glide slope. So we're 1.5 miles away from the Sac VOR. And I'm still a little slow, increasing my speed. Try to maintain 90 on the approach. 1.2 miles, localizer is still looking good. Point 8, 0.7. As you can see, the glide slope is coming down. So I'm slightly right of course. I'm gonna make 2 degrees to the left, 017. 0.5 miles from the VOR. Vertical glide slopes coming in. 0.2. I'm gonna go ahead and go to altitude and change it to 0 and start a descent rate. I've got 200 feet in there. I'm gonna increase it to 400 feet. See what I'm going 500 feet. See what that does. Okay. We're looking pretty good. We're 90. We're a little high. I'm going to increase my vertical descent to 700 feet. Getting a little fast. We're 100 now, so put another notch of flaps in there. Go back to the heading, put in 019, because we're getting slightly left of course. We're still high, so I'm going to increase my vertical speed. I'm actually going to increase it to 1,000 because I'm pretty high and my speed is pretty fast. So we're still IFR, no visual yet. Now I'm slightly left of course, so I'm going to go ahead and put another heading change in there to about 022 and see if that'll bring the CDI back in centered. Vertical is coming in, so we're going to go back to 500 feet per minute. Okay, CDI is coming back in. So I'm going to go back to a heading of 019. And I'm getting a little high, increase my descent rate a little bit to 500 feet per minute, or 600 feet. I'm only about 2 miles away from the runway. Getting right of course. So heading, I'm going to go to 015. Ah, there's coming in. As you can see, that's coming in there. You can see the runway now, so I'm going to autopilot off. And I'm going to go ahead and, okay, autopilot's off. I'm going to go ahead and make this landing on my own now. Here we go. Looking good. Got the runway made, so I'm bringing the power off. There we go. Whoops. A little bit right. A little bit right of the center line. There, I am down. Okay, applying the brakes. Flaps coming up. And there you have it, folks. Rio Vista to Sacramento Executive, ILS runway 2. Thanks for watching.